What's up everybody, welcome back to The Elevator Life, your number one resource for entrepreneurship in China. Today's episode I filmed while I was down in Vietnam with an entrepreneur who's found success working with China but doesn't live here. Let's see what he has to say. Enjoy. What's up everybody? Today's episode we're coming to you live from Ho Chi Minh City. Very impromptu episode, it's a pretty casual clothing here, but lucky enough to sit down with a good friend and fellow entrepreneur Terry Lin, who's also found success in China but doesn't live there. So Terry, thanks very much for sitting down with us.
Hey, thanks Nick for having me, and thanks everyone for watching.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Vietnam.
It's great. Love it here. Love it here. More on that later. But Terry, can we get a quick introduction from you and what you're involved with in China?
Yeah, sure. So I run a company called walletleather.com. We sell high-end men's wallets. We get our leather from Italy, but we actually get it made in Guangzhou, where actually Nick is based out of. So on a supplier visit last year in July 2013, I stopped by Guangzhou with Nick for a bit.
Got some good Mexican food?
Yeah, got some Mexican food at an Irish bar in China. So.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, so I found a supplier there that's pretty flexible. They let me make MOQs of probably 20 to 30 units. And so as a startup myself, and they were actually kind of a brand new business, we've been growing together.
Very cool.
I mean, they've been growing faster, but they're flexible with me putting in small orders and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much what I do in China. I don't live there. I can speak Chinese, so it's really helpful to just find a supplier through there and like that.
Very true. Very, very true. Sorry, that is my alarm. Turning that off right now. We're going to keep rolling. Anyways, yeah, as you said, we met last year, and first of all, great products. We're going to link to him in this episode if you want to check out his wallets as well. And as you said, it's been a flexible learning process with China so far. I mean, what kind of insights can you offer into working with China and working with the factories manufacturing there?
Sure. I think one thing that's important is that if you can afford a visit on the ground in person, I think there's a lot more communication you can do face-to-face, like what we're doing now, rather than on the phone or on the email. And really, the benefit was that since I visited them before I even put in my first order, sometimes I need an urgency shipments of like 2 or 3 units here. They've been really flexible with that.
Wow, so they're really accommodating.
Yeah, exactly. Just because we already met before. And so I think that's something that you build a relationship slowly, and I think when you invest in that over time, that's where the payoff is.
We talk about that a lot. It's just the relationship, the guangxi, that face-to-face time that is not replaceable in any culture. It's like this conversation is way better than Facebook chat like we've been doing for a couple months now.
Yeah, like I had an old boss on my old company. He would say a phone call's 100 times better than an email, but an in-person meeting is 100 times better than a phone call.
Boom. Right. So there it goes. Nothing replaces that handshake and the real eye contact going on. It's very cool. You get to know who you're working with.
And you want to see the factory too, like who's actually working on the stuff. Like, is the seafood that's designing everything? Does he have experience? Or
of course.
Is it college students or like
quality control? How's the factory kept? That's great. So definitely, if you can, plan a visit. That's some great advice from Terry. And another thing I want to talk about, something you found success in. What opportunities are there for people from your experience, or have you seen, if you're not based in China, what can you be doing there? I mean, obviously one's right up your alley, so making a brand and a product, but would you say that's the prime opportunity right now for people?
I think, so you're talking about people going into China doing a domestic market thing rather than just sourcing?
Oh, no. I mean, like, anybody who wants to work with China or get something manufactured there. We've talked on product development, just some personal conversations a little bit with you. You've done it yourself, so do you think that's a good avenue people should be pursuing?
Yeah, I think the good thing about China, from what I've seen, is that suppliers that have been working there for a long time, they can tell you when certain things might not work out, when things are doable or not, or within a certain price range or something. So they have, because they've been making the world's stuff for
very long
20 years, so experienced suppliers usually have some kind of database of stuff they can work with, contacts that you can go through. Like the big thing, what I realized was that when I was making the boxes for my wallets, it was better to go through the supplier's contacts than to find my own.
So instead of sourcing every little piece, you said, hey, help me streamline this process. That's I guess if you have the means to do that, that's a very feasible option.
Yeah, so my first run, I think boxes normally come in like 1,000 MOQs, so my supplier hooked me up with only 500.
And that's super half the investment you would have needed if you
exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I don't need to buy like 2,000, 3,000 to really push it out.
Yeah, very true. Cool. That's very nice. Can you, now some of the harder stuff, can you talk about some of the hurdles or maybe the speed bumps you ran into working with China?
Yeah, the biggest thing Probably Chinese New Year's.
No, so, you said biggest thing, which means there's always
yeah. So far, the biggest thing is that. I mean, quality control has been okay. I mean, certainly there's always some issues, but
yeah, that's natural.
It's natural, exactly. But I think the big thing was that I didn't know Chinese New Year's had such a big lead time. So I put my first order in, I think mid-December, and they said by that time you won't get it until like late February, early March.
That Chinese New Year is a killer for people who aren't aware. That January, February timeline where everybody goes home, factories are shut down.
Yeah.
That hurts a lot of people.
Yeah. So I've been told the standard is like what before end of November is when you want to get everything in.
Normally. Holidays in general there are pretty hard to work around because they truly don't do any work. They don't even email, no QQ or Skype, if you will.
Yeah.
It's just they're done, doors are shut for that period of time. And then, and of course, lastly, just any advice or tips for working with China if you're not based there? Any maybe website resources, or maybe planning a trip, or if you want to make a visit?
Yeah, of course, hook up with this guy online through his forum and all his videos we're making here too. But I think these things that you never know until you do it. So if you're sitting at home thinking about sourcing stuff, like you could do that all day long, but until you actually call some people, start talking, maybe even fly there, you're not going to get anything.
I love it. That's great. Point blank, you have to take action if you want to find some success, right?
Yeah, and if you have some like miles, you want to cut your cost flying from the U.S. It's usually like what, 1,000 something.
Yeah, 1,000 to 1,200.
Yeah, so if you have like miles, you can try to hack those. Like maybe if you want to go budget, like get like a credit card that gives you like 50,000 miles for sign up, and you try to like hack it that way.
Yeah,
there might be some options there, but I think the visit is probably the biggest thing though.
And if you're in our forum, always got a place to stay in one of these cities. All of our members are open up their couches or open bedrooms if you need them. But yeah, everybody, just want to do a quick impromptu video. If you can believe it, it's just only 9 a.m. and it's hot here. But thanks very much for coming on the show. Hope you learned something and can take advantage of one of these opportunities Terry talked about.
Yeah, awesome.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye. We hope you enjoyed this episode today and learned a thing or two. Most importantly, you don't have to set up shop in China to find success here. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you subscribe to our channel and share this video with anyone you think may find it useful. And as always, in case you're serious about doing business in China, make sure you check out our private community at www.enterchina.co. Cheers, everyone.